Trumpian birthday party show coming up here. Caroline Downey, National Review columnist, Miranda Devine, Ace New York Post columnist, and Fox News contributor. Ladies, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. I believe Sunday, which is also Flag Day, is President Trump's 80th birthday, the big 80. Is there a more fit 80-year-old, particularly in public life, and compared to you-know-who, Miranda Devine?
Yes, compared to other presidents, including his immediate predecessor.
Right.
He is a dynamo. And, you know, he's having a huge party on the South Lawn for his birthday, which is the UFC cage fight, which everyone is having conniptions about and saying, oh, it's unprecedented, and he's sullying the White House. In fact, Teddy Roosevelt, who's one of his favourite presidents, had a boxing match on the exact same spot, and he actually fought in it. So I did ask President Trump if he would get into the cage and have a little bit of a brawl, and he sort of considered it, and then we both agreed that probably Melania Trump would not be impressed.
But really, truly, importantly, his health at age 80. What did you say when you did your podcast with him? He's 14 years. He had the heart of a 14-year younger man.
Yes, his latest health check from the doctors said that his cardiac health is the health and age of someone 14 years younger than his chronological age. So that would be 66.
So it begs for a third term, but let's not go there. But the reality is to compare and contrast him with Joe Biden, who came in ill, unfortunately. I'm not saying this in a malicious way to him personally. And I've known the guy a million years. But he and his wife and the rest of them that covered up his problems. And then she tells the story in her book that she thought he was having a stroke during the debate, and then she pushes him in rallies, and she fights hard for him to stay on the ticket. I mean, it's like she's trying to kill the guy, okay? But the lack of any integrity there is extraordinary. And here's Donald Trump, who was just fit as a fiddle for an 80-year-old man.
Yeah, no, and honestly, the worst actors of the Biden administration were his handlers, were the people in his immediate vicinity that were basically propping him up on stilts because they thought that's what the party needed at the time. Regardless, I mean, it did look like elder abuse to the vast majority of Americans, but they proceeded anyway until it fell apart at the debate stage and they couldn't keep up this charade any longer. But yeah, Trump has superhuman stamina, both for his office and his age. People accuse him of filibustering all the time when he speaks, but the fact that he can do that he can talk unscripted for an extra hour, I couldn't do that. Absolutely not. I don't have enough thoughts in my head.
He was killing us. In the first term, I'll never forget, on the Rose Garden, the old Rose Garden, we'd be sitting out there, standing out there behind him, okay? The others were sitting out there. He's speaking about whatever, the economy or trade, and it's 90 degrees. And we're all dripping wet. And he just looks perfect, you know, and he's got his great suit on and the tie and so forth. And he's going on and on and on. And we're all calling for water, and he can see that. It didn't matter to him at all. He's going on for an hour. He's going on for a second hour. He just did it the other day, this week, at the drop of a hat. We've never seen a president like that. Not one single president. Certainly in the modern times, since World War II, nobody's like that.
And he doesn't need to be briefed before he goes out to a press briefing. He's not relying on other people to give him the facts and figures. He is on top of every topic that is asked of him, and he will exhaust the reporters' questions. And they don't actually like that, even though they should be kissing the ground he walks on because he's a walking, talking news machine 24/7. There's sort of criticism because he's probably too transparent. I do kind of subscribe to that view. I kind of feel less might be more.
A few fewer words wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yes, I think so.
A few fewer deals, you know. I mean, we've had a deal every 3 days for 3 months now. So maybe this is the deal, okay, and it's performance-based, and I hope so. And the stock market likes it, and the gold market is selling off. But, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect.
No, and he did say, when I interviewed him, that he was glad that people were confused about his negotiating style because he said, great, I'm glad they're confused because then the Iranians will be confused.
Well, I think the best part of his negotiating style is bombing the heck out of Iran. Flag Day Sunday, you know, the first flag, 1777. Did you know that?
I did not.
Come on.
But you know,
first flag. It's very big.
That's awesome.
We got to get out of here. Caroline Downey, Miranda Devine,
Thanks,
Donald
Larry.
Trump, happy birthday. We'll be right back.